Welcome back to the Buffalo Take. This is episode number 28. I'm Cam Dixon. I'm here with Travis Ojabina.
What's up, guys?
And it's been a week since we've had an episode. This is going to be our bracket episode as it came out yesterday. So we weren't here on Friday because of scheduling conflicts. And now we're back. So a lot happened in the last week. We're not going to talk about anything in any other sports. This is just
Yeah, this
strictly
is
college
this is
basketball.
March Madness time.
Yeah, this is March. So
Yeah.
we can get this out of the way. March will start, and we'll go through the
hmm
games when our next episode comes around.
Yeah.
So we've seen the rest of the what? It would have been like 16, 17 teams
Yeah, something
get
like
their
that.
automatic bids. And I pulled up the website here, so it's in alphabetical order. So we'll
Yeah.
start with the American East. Vermont ended up winning this one. It
hmm
was Saturday morning, I believe they won. Yeah, that would have been Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So I was in Brooklyn, and
Yeah.
on our drive down, we watched that game. We kept up with that game on our phones. And then the American UAB surprisingly steals a bid.
Yeah.
Temple upset Florida Atlantic, and then got their ass kicked by UAB in the.
I still think it's crazy that FAU got in.
I
Like,
yeah
I thought at least make them a first four.
yeah
I
that's
just
what I thought. I think eight seed is way too
It's
high
just
for them.
surprising. Yeah.
So, but I mean, they're still FAU. They're loaded, and I mean, last year they made a Final Four run. I mean,
I know.
I know it's not based off the past, but it's still kind of the same team that made this
hmm
Final Four run. So I'll be interested to see how far they make it.
Yeah.
But shout out to UAB for winning. They went on a good run.
hmm
The A10, I don't know what I thought, but it was always the Dukes. Duquesne went on a run.
That
They
tournament was crazy too.
Yeah, that was probably. I mean, I am a little biased, but that tournament was so much fun to
It
watch.
it definitely was because what the 1 through 4 all lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I had. It was Thursday. I had two classes on Thursday. I watched St. Joe's and whoever they played. I can't remember right now. Oh, Richmond. I watched St. Joe's and Richmond play in my philosophy class,
yep.
and then I watched the other three games, and then the last game or the second last game of the night was us, and we
hmm
went to two overtimes with Loyola Chicago. That was I don't think
That
I've
was that
had
game was sick.
yeah I don't think I've had more of a heart attack during a game than that one right there because
hmm
I dude after that game I think there was a good hour and a half where I still just couldn't like catch my breath. I couldn't believe we won that game. Um, but Duquesne they won like I think they only lost like three games in their last like 20 games. So
Jeez.
they started off slow in A10 play, but they've been lights out. Their defense
hmm
is so good. Day Grant had 27 against us in the semifinals. It
I
was
at
just
least lost to the team that won it all.
yeah. I we were so mad after there was a Go Dukes chant in the hallways of
hmm
Barclays Center, and we were walking out, and I saw this dude, this older gentleman in a VCU shirt, and I go, "Hey man, go VCU!" As we're walking out, he was just laughing. He's like, "Hey man, sorry." It was just rough. But Duquesne can't really stop a train like that. It was
Yeah.
a tough game, and two of our guys already entered the transfer portal, so it's going to be an interesting year next year. But we will see what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting for sure. And then in the run, I think this was the best. This was the best conference tournament run
hmm
out of all 32. NC State.
Out of nowhere.
And another my other team loses to the team that ends up winning the tournament. So Syracuse
And mine
gets
did too.
yeah, I was not. Oh yeah, true. I was not happy. Obviously, I Syracuse got embarrassed by NC State.
Yeah, they did.
I did not realize they were about to go on a historic ACC conference tournament run.
Yeah. That
So
was like back in Jimmy V days.
yeah,
Same
DJ
thing.
Burns,
Yeah,
Horn, O'Connell, I think is his name.
I think so,
That
yeah.
team is just they could make a run too.
Yeah.
But, the emotions of winning five straight games at an ACC tournament when your season's
But
on the
if
line.
when you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah. Let's see how cuz they won they played 5 days in a row, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so they
Oh.
get a couple days off here and they play
I forget.
I completely forgot who they. But I think they have a winnable game because they're an 11 seed. I think Texas Tech, maybe.
Yep,
Yeah,
Texas
Texas
Tech.
Tech. Okay, Texas Tech's a good team. They got kicked. They
Dude,
kicked the shit out of somebody.
they could very well make it to the Sweet 16.
They could make a run, but well, I'm gonna temper those expectations because I don't know how much they got left in the tank. They're still a very good team, but
Yeah,
they're gonna run into somebody good eventually.
yeah.
The A Sun Stetson won. That was
Hmm.
before
Talked about that one.
the Big 12 was a fun one too. Houston,
Yeah,
Houston got blown out.
yeah.
Iowa State, they
They
didn't
came to
even need
play.
to win, but
Yeah,
they got the job done.
yeah.
It was cool because we went to Times Square after the game, and
Hmm.
one of the big like screens had Iowa State Houston play, and that was pretty cool because we were just standing
That's
there
cool.
staring up at the.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But yeah, shout out to Iowa State. They got a big win. They get a 2 seed in the
Yep.
tournament.
UConn, the only one seed
Yeah, dude,
to win their conference.
that was lights out. There
Yeah,
was no way they were losing.
yeah.
They might go back to back.
They could.
Big,
I don't know the last time it's happened though. That the one seed,
yeah, I
like
don't
the
know.
one overall seed, has won it all.
Yeah, this is my thinking when I was looking at this bracket. This could either be chalk and all the top seeds win and there's barely any upsets, or
Hmm.
all these could be upsets because this season has been wild.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like I was looking at the bracket last night. I was getting pissed off at how difficult this is going to be to actually win
I know.
bracket pools.
I don't even know what to pick. I'm just gonna pick random
Yeah,
teams
yeah. I'm just
sometimes.
gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna have fun. That's
Yep.
all it's come down to now. And
No thinking. No
yeah,
thinking at all.
there's gonna be yeah. That's how most people win their bracket pools
Yeah.
too. They don't really.
No
They just pick
thinking.
like their favorite
Pick.
team.
Pick the teams you think are gonna win without looking at any stats
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything.
It's the same thing with betting. It's the same thing with fantasy football. It's
Yeah.
just don't get too much into it because then you're just gonna screw yourself.
Yeah.
Montana State won the Big Sky in a
Hmm.
good game over Montana.
Longwood, we saw them the other.
Longwood won.
Illinois beats
Illinois.
Wisconsin.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Wisconsin almost made a run. I did take Wisconsin in a little parlay at the end of the day, but they lost. Did you see? Did you watch the selection show?
Yeah.
Did you
I had
see
it on when I was
when?
golfing.
Yeah. Did you see when Wisconsin got announced? Chucky Hepburn in the front row, and he was not happy at all
Yeah.
because it was like 20 minutes after they lost, and
Yeah.
they just lost the Big Ten title. And dude, I don't know, man. Wisconsin could make a run. He looked
I don't
locked in,
know. I don't trust
but
them.
I don't trust him either. But I think they got my trust back a little bit after this Big Ten title or Big Ten runner-up run.
Yeah.
Illinois just looked fantastic, though.
Hmm.
Big West, Long Beach State. This is the best story of the tournament. So Long Beach State on Monday, and their head coach mutually part ways. They win the conference tournament with him still coaching because he was going to finish out the season.
Yeah.
Like, where do you go from there?
Like you still get rid of him because I think I saw a stat that said like that's their second
Yeah, they're not.
conference tournament
They
win.
weren't a great
Yeah.
team, but
I still think you move on.
I mean,
It's
you get hot,
the
you get
players.
hot.
I think the players were they were playing for their coach. I guess.
Yeah, you get hot, you get hot. I like
Yeah.
it. But imagine if they like won a couple games,
Yeah, I know that'd be
and
crazy.
this dude could be like, oh my god,
Hmm.
that'd be awesome for him.
Yeah.
Charleston won the CAA.
Yeah.
Western Kentucky ended up winning the Conference USA.
Hmm.
Um,
I think I picked them to win that. Pretty sure I
yeah,
did.
I think I originally had Louisiana Tech, but then they lost. So, but I thought Western Kentucky had a chance to. I didn't think Sam Houston was winning. There was no way.
Yeah.
I didn't wait. Can they even? I don't even think they can make the. Or no, I don't know. I'm not gonna get too into that. Horizon, Oakland won. That was
Hmm.
last week as well. Or,
It was
well,
Tuesday.
that was
Yeah.
Tuesday. So, but they still get the job done. Ivy League, Yale
Yep.
wins. Brown knocked off Princeton, so that made me mad. But Yale gets the job done. The MAC, welcome back to the tournament. St. Peter's. They get back
Wow.
in, and they play an SEC team again. I mean, I don't know.
They don't have Doug Edder.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You get hot, you get hot. I guess.
Yeah.
They don't have Doug. They don't have DB3. We have DB3. The MAC, Akron got the job done after just a stupid ending. Like,
Like, what are you doing, dude?
this has happened way too many times this year. It's only happened like 3 times, but that's too many times. Like,
Yeah.
once is insane. To go up one and forget the score and foul is just, it should not happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Kent State. And they were on a run
Yeah.
too. They were like the 4 or 5
Eight
seed.
seed.
They were
The eight
they were the
seed.
8 seed. I forgot.
Yeah.
They beat Toledo. The ones, oh my god, dude, that's brutal. That coach was just in shambles.
Yeah.
It was a bad look for that one kid, but
Yeah.
man.
Poor kid.
Yeah, I know. The MEAC, Howard gets the job done with
Howard.
8th year Seth Towns. He was a medical redshirt, I think, for 4 of those years.
Drake
Missouri
won
Valley,
that.
Drake, saw that. Mountain West, New Mexico. Jalen House, man, they go on a run and prove they belong in the tournament.
That
Good for
conference
them.
was like crazy
And they
this
play
year.
they play my one of my most, well, I guess he's my most disliked player in college basketball right now. Joe Girard, Clemson, New Mexico first round game.
How the fuck did Clemson make it? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
they were in. There was not, look, the teams that got snubbed, Indiana State,
Indiana State.
South Florida, I guess, but they kind of they blew
Didn't
it in
really
the,
play anyone, honestly.
Yeah, they kind of blew it in the
Yeah.
American Athletic Tournament. And then who was the other team that got snubbed, I guess? Because Indiana State was the main one. Because they were so high in the net rankings. But other than that, I think it's a good bracket. I mean, I had
Yeah.
the only team in that bracket that I didn't like have in that bracket was Texas A&M. And that's only because they were
You had Michigan State in?
yeah, I had to accept it. There was a lot of those teams where I had to accept, like Virginia, Michigan State.
Oh, and Virginia. Yeah,
Yeah.
Virginia was horrible too.
Yeah, those 2 teams shouldn't really be in it. But, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to accept it. I knew they would end up getting in, so I just kind of put them in. Northeast, Wagner gets the job done against Merrimack. Ohio Valley, Morehead State, we saw that. And then Pac-12, another good one. Oregon, another team to prove that they should be in the tournament. They get a bid.
So Pac-12 got what, 4 teams in?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think they would have had 3 anyways, but if Oregon would have been right on the bubble.
Yep.
I think if Oregon didn't win, they might have gotten in. Well, I feel like that sounds stupid. But if Oregon didn't win, they would have got in over Virginia, but Virginia, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
The committee's crazy. But yeah, Oregon gets the job done. I like Colorado's team. They're well built, but they got to get hot. I think that's their problem. Patriot League, Colgate got the job done. They're on a 5-year streak of making the tournament. They're the only good team in basketball. And they just got ranked, I think, in lacrosse.
Really?
They're 6-3, yeah. The SEC, Auburn. I did not think of Auburn at all. I slept on them so hard in this SEC tournament because at one point or another, I had Tennessee, Kentucky, or Alabama winning. But I think Tennessee was my main pick. Then they lost. I'm like, oh, maybe Kentucky can get the job done.
See, I think Auburn loses to Tennessee if Tennessee won that game.
Yeah, I agree. But damn, dude, I slept on Auburn so hard.
Yeah.
Good for them to get that done. Southern, Samford, they could be a tough out. They play Kansas, so that's an upset watch. Southland, another team that puts a top 4 seed on upset watch.
Everybody's saying upset watch for this team against Gonzaga.
Yeah. I don't.
Gonzaga's gonna win. Watch.
I think McNeese State runs out of gas. McNeese State or Samford is gonna lose. I think one of those teams gets the upset. One of those teams loses because those feel like way too easy. Kansas has injuries. Gonzaga's Gonzaga.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The SWAC, Grambling State. I think that's their first time in the tournament ever.
No, I feel like I remember them being in the tournament like a couple of years ago.
I don't know. They said something during the selection show. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but
yeah,
they said some stat. It was like their first something.
Yeah.
But shout out to Grambling State. Summit, South Dakota State. Sunbelt, James Madison. They got a good game against Wisconsin. the battle of part of my take with Big
Hmm.
Cat, Wisconsin, and PFC James Madison.
Yep.
The West Coast, St. Mary's. That was a. This is why I don't trust Gonzaga at all.
I know.
They should have won that tournament, but they're not good enough this year. And then the
Still
WAC,
got.
Grand
They
Canyon.
still got. Wait, they got 5 seed, right?
Yeah. They play McNeese. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
And then Grand Canyon and the WAC. Grand Canyon's a fun team.
Yep.
I like Grand Canyon. So there's your 32 auto bids.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I mean, the main team to get snubbed was Indiana State. I think that's the
Yes.
consensus of their net ranking was so high that they deserved to be in, but one quad one win and they play in
Yeah.
the Missouri Valley, that's what gets you. And it's not really 100% like Florida State was in football, but both those teams deserve to be in. It's just they didn't make the cut, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, their Indiana State's best win was against Drake, and then they lost to Drake twice, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's a tough one. I would have loved to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and not Kareem. Cream. Oh, Robbie Avila, man, he's a good
Uh,
basketball player. But yeah, so that's a tough snub right there. The Big East kind of got snubbed with Seton Hall, St. John's, Providence, and Villanova. They were all right on the line.
hmm
They just couldn't get it done. St. John's, I thought was in. That's another
Oh,
team that I
I
thought
think
was
that was the
in.
other team. I think it was St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's or Seton Hall. One of those two teams I thought would get in,
Yeah.
but I guess they didn't make the cut. I knew Villanova and Providence were out at this point, but
hmm
still, four teams in the right on the line there, and I think Providence will end up being one of the for Providence at least will be end up being one of their bigger what if teams because of
hmm
Bryce Hopkins' injury in early January.
Yeah.
So that sucks. I mean, they would have been really good. They would have. I mean, some of those games that they lost, they would have turned with
Yeah.
Bryce Hopkins because he's one of the better players in the country. I guess you could say Pitt. They didn't really get
Yeah.
snubbed.
I was thinking about them
If
too.
Clemson got in, they weren't getting in.
True.
Same with Wake Forest. Wake Forest just couldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
they beat Duke, and if they continued to go up from there, they would have been in, but they
Yeah.
blew it. And then the only other team that I really could think of was Oklahoma, but I didn't think they were in either. There's so many Big 12 teams in that they weren't gonna make
No.
it
Yeah.
because it was them and Kansas State right on the bubble or on the lower side of the bubble, and there was already 8 teams in, so
hmm
can't really throw them in too because that'd be an insane amount of bids. So moving on to what's in the bracket, I guess. We've talked about Virginia and Clemson, two teams that I guess made the cut. How about
Yeah.
the Mountain West getting low seeds?
Yeah.
They did not like the Mountain West too much. I
No,
mean,
I guess not.
you look at the bracket, it is
Yeah. New Mexico got 11. Nevada got 10.
Boise State got a play-in game.
Oh yeah, Boise
First
State got
four.
playing at a 10.
Utah State ended up at 8,
Yep. Utah State 8.
and Colorado State in the play-in too.
Yep.
Colorado State makes sense. That's fine, but
Yeah.
I think Utah State should have been a 6 or 7 if you want to put them at 7. Colorado should not be in a or not Colorado. Boise State should not be in a first four game. That's another one that kind of irks me. And then Nevada is low. New Mexico is low, but New Mexico was almost out, so 11's fine for them. That's
The
not
only
the
thing
biggest
to think
problem.
of is because they like beat up on each other that
Yeah,
like
because they
so much.
yeah, I just,
So then they just decided, oh, okay, low seeds.
right. But at the same time, I don't think there's what that would be. Their highest seed was their highest seed was San Diego State, but after that,
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
just
there
know
was that many
one of
teams
those
better.
teams is going to go on a run.
Oh, 100%, dude. Some of these
Yeah.
teams got great matchups.
Yeah.
Clemson, New Mexico, Dayton, Nevada.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
hmm
Some of the better games.
This is the most crazy thing to me, I think. Iowa State not being the number 1, 2 seed.
Who was the number 1, 2 seed?
I don't know, but they said that during the selection show that
Oh, was it
The
Tennessee?
number like the number 1, 2 seed can't be in the same.
Oh, and the same as the number one. Yeah,
Yeah, same as number one overall.
overall, yeah. Yeah, I think Iowa State should have got it after beating Houston.
I just don't agree with you. All right, no bias here at all. I don't think UNC should have been a one
Yeah, it
seed.
was tough because they all lost.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess Iowa State was right there. They should have been at least the number one two seed.
hmm
But with North Carolina, Arizona,
I just don't think
Houston, them all
UN
not winning.
like what good wins did UNC actually have
Duke twice.
other than Duke twice?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It is tough to pick,
I don't know.
but
I just think they're a team that I'm not gonna pick them to go far. I don't think like
yeah,
super far.
they do kind of run into some tough teams, but at the same time, their side of the bracket is about on
It
their
is.
level because Arizona, Baylor, Alabama, they could all lose to anybody on any given night. I mean, so can any other team, but
Mhm.
they've been shaky this year. St. Mary's, I don't even think they get out of the first round because Grand Canyon's on a heater, but also Grand Canyon has to play good basketball.
I
Clemson,
just don't think the ACC was
no, I
hard
100%
enough
agree with
this
you.
year
Yeah,
for them to make a run
yeah,
because they're gonna run into like even Bama. I feel like Bama they score, they don't play defense, but they can score.
yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be definitely interesting to see. So,
I don't know. Yeah,
you want to get into our picks now?
yeah. I'm gonna fill out a bracket right now.
Yeah, me too. I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
So, let's start
So
with
UConn Stetson.
before
What?
we move on real quick. It was so weird not having Greg Gumbel on the selection show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Oh, I
weird
didn't
not
realize he
having him on.
wasn't on it. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
he
Yeah.
had I think it was family health issues or something. So hopefully that gets
Mm.
resolved because we need him back for 2025.
Yeah.
All right, now with the East, UConn, Stetson. I might take Stetson. No, I'm just kidding. UConn's an easy pick here.
UConn.
I don't think there's any world where UConn loses this game, but we've
Mm.
seen one seeds fall in the past. FAU and Northwestern. This is what started to get me mad last night when I was filling out a bracket because this is a tough game to pick.
All the 8, 9 games are always like this though.
Yeah, I don't think FAU deserves this 8 seed, but dude, they're still a solid. It's still the same makeup that took them to the Final Four last year.
I know, and you never know. Like, are they going to turn on a switch? Like,
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
the tournament.
All they have to do is get hot at the right time, and this
Yeah,
is the time to get hot. And Northwestern with Boo Booey, we've seen them be really good, but we've also seen them be bad.
I got my pick.
Who do you got?
Northwestern.
I think I'm gonna go with FAU.
Okay.
Um, San Diego State and UAB. Now UAB's hot. I just think San Diego State's just a better overall team.
Yeah, I'm going San Diego State.
Auburn and Yale.
Auburn could have been a 3 seed. I think they win that
Yeah,
one
I agree
easily.
too. Cause yeah, it's tough to be an Ivy League team. Like Princeton beat Arizona last year,
Yeah.
but it's still extreme. It's tougher to beat a SEC team.
Yeah.
BYU and Duquesne.
This is an interesting one.
I like this game. This is gonna be a great matchup. Does Duquesne stay hot, or does BYU bounce back after losing to Texas Tech? They got blown
Did
out by Texas
Duquesne
Tech.
did Duquesne beat Dayton at all during the season?
I don't remember. I'm not sure, but they could have been. Actually, I don't think they did, because they might have played them early, but I'm not sure. Like I don't know, man.
Um, I'm gonna go BYU, I think.
You know what? I think if Duquesne stays hot, they can get the job done. I doubted on them so many times this season before, and I've hated them. So I'm actually gonna like I'll be a fan of them for once. Illinois and Morehead State. I don't think Morehead State matches up at all.
Yeah,
Illinois will get that one done.
I think
Another good
yeah.
game in the East region. Washington State and Drake. Can Drake continue
Mm.
Winning, or can Washington State get the job done?
Mm.
I think it's going to all depend on how Miles Rice plays, Washington State's guard, but Drake could be a very tough out for this Washington State team.
Yeah.
It's a tough game to pick.
Yes, it is. Hmm.
I think I'm going to go with Washington State just because I like the way they've been playing all season. I don't think it ends yet.
I'm gonna go with Washington State too. Yeah.
And then Iowa State, South Dakota
Iowa
State.
State. Yeah.
Iowa State's got a tough draw. I mean,
Yeah.
South Dakota State's no pushover. They're not the best team in the country, but they're not. They're obviously not the worst. They're in the tournament.
Hmm.
And then they got to play Washington State or Drake, and then they got to play Illinois maybe. So it's a tough draw. I'm still gonna go Iowa State, obviously, but
Yeah.
we'll go into the West now. North Carolina is gonna just
Yeah.
kill whoever
That.
they play. I don't
Yeah.
think that's Wagner. Wagner got lucky, kind of getting out of that
Hmm.
neck tournament, and then Howard. Howard can beat a team, but not a one seed. So, and then a prove it game for Tom Izzo's group. Michigan State takes on 8 seed Mississippi State.
You know what? I'm gonna take Michigan
I
State.
am too. I think but then again, there's gonna be a lot of people on Michigan State just because they got in, they must be good. But Mississippi State's no pushover.
Yeah. No.
They're still a very good team. They fought in the SEC
Man, I got
tournament to make it,
8 seed.
so but I'm still on Michigan State. I want to see a second
Yeah.
round matchup between Izzo and UNC. Now I think this is the most fun 5 game stretch we'll see. Actually, 6 game stretches, including. This is a great. There's a high risk bracket side.
Yeah.
We start off with 5 seed St. Mary's going up against 12 seed Grand Canyon. This is one of the higher games on the upset watch list. And I think Grand Canyon does it.
I don't.
I don't know why, man. I'm big on Grand Canyon for some
Yeah, I
reason.
could tell.
But also, I don't think St. Mary's is all that good because neither is Gonzaga.
Yeah.
They're kind of on the same level to where one of those teams could get bitched around in the tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Grand Canyon. I think it'll be
Yeah.
fun. I think it'll be a fun pick. And then Alabama Charleston. I think this is probably not as high of a risk. I think Charleston's a good team, but they got hot at the right time. They went on a run to win their conference.
Hmm.
Actually, they got hot towards the end of the season because they ended up with the 1 seed after being, I think, 3 or
Yeah.
4. But nonetheless, I think Alabama can still take them through. They're gonna run into a team where they can't match up against, but Charleston's not one of those teams.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Bama.
Clemson, New Mexico. I am not. I don't even have a
Give me New
care in the
Mexico. I
world.
don't
New
care.
Mexico's winning this game. I
Yeah.
could be completely wrong, but I'm still on New Mexico.
Baylor, Colgate, Baylor. Give me.
Baylor. I think Colgate's a
Ah.
very good team, but Baylor's just so much
Yeah.
better. Dayton, Nevada. Give me Nevada. I think
Oh my.
all you have to do is take away Deron Holmes in this Dayton team. I've watched it so many times. Bonnie's couldn't do it, but Nevada definitely can. So
Yeah.
take away one guy and you can beat this Dayton team.
Yep.
Although the topic that keeps coming up when I talk to all my friends, it's that 2020 team with Obi Toppin. That team could have won the national championship, and it
Yep.
would have been so bad for the A10 because they would have gotten so many recruits, and they would have just ran through the A10 until they eventually went up to whatever conference
Yeah.
that would have taken them.
Big East probably.
Yeah, probably. So it would have been rough.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they would have beaten.
They would have went on a
Yeah,
run.
if they got recruits, how they would have if they won the national championship, like how most teams do, they probably would have beaten every team in the A10 this year by 25. This A10 was so even.
Good thing for COVID.
Yeah, that's the one good thing that came out of COVID. Actually, a lot of good things came out of COVID,
Yeah.
but overall it was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
So, I like Nevada in this game. Dayton is still a good team, but
Hmm.
they were in a very even A10. They're going to run into a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
And then the story that everybody wants to continue, but probably won't because of Caleb Love, Long Beach State. I don't think there's any way they beat Arizona, but Arizona
I
lost to
don't think
Princeton
so.
last year.
Yeah. I just think Caleb Love's gonna be too good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think in one
Yeah.
bracket, I'll definitely take Long Beach State.
Yeah,
but not
you
this
have
one. Yeah, I think
to.
I'll be on Long Beach State in some aspect.
Yeah.
Um, into the South, Houston, Longwood's no match.
Yeah.
They could play the best game of their life and they'd still lose by 15. Nebraska and A&M. Can A&M prove that they belong in the tournament by knocking off Keisei Tominaga and Nebraska?
I'm taking A&M.
I'm going to take Nebraska. I think this is may or may not be only based on the fact that I saw a Keisei Tominaga edit on TikTok today, but this team can get hot, and I think Keisei Tominaga is going to be one of the guys that comes out of this tournament as just a special. Like he went on a run,
Mm,
he got hot. He's one of the guys of the tournament.
yeah.
And then another good stretch of three through I got another good stretch of 4, 5, 6. But the 5-12 game in this side of the bracket in the West or in the South, excuse me, is Wisconsin and James Madison. Probably going to be one of the best first round games of the tournament.
I'm picking James Madison.
James Madison's a great team, and it's gonna, dude. I can't get past how good this game's gonna
I
be.
I really don't trust Wisconsin at all. Like
I
at all.
I completely agree with you. I think after this Big Ten tournament, I think I said earlier, they got my trust back a little bit.
And
I
I also need a Cinderella story here, so
Yeah,
I
true.
think this is gonna be my team. I think.
I like that, but I just don't, I don't think Wisconsin's story ends here. I think if they won the Big Ten tournament, then I'd be on James Madison a little more. But
Hmm.
I think they still need to prove themselves, and they still want to prove themselves.
True.
Duke and Vermont.
Go Duke.
I think no. Vermont can be a good team, but I don't
Yeah.
think there's any way they beat Duke.
Yeah.
And we say that now, but then we see teams fall like Arizona and Purdue did last year. But
Yeah.
Duke should not lose this game based on face value. Now we get into Texas Tech and NC State. Very winnable game for NC State. Texas Tech is a great team, however. I think it's tough to pick who's going to be hot one night. I
Huh.
I haven't picked a.
I'm going Tech.
Yeah, I think NC State's story ends here. I definitely have NC State in a lot of other brackets, but I think it's going to be more 50-50 with these two teams.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Oakland. Kentucky is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take Oakland,
I know.
but
I'm gonna take Kentucky,
but they're
but
definitely a team who just could get pumped out of nowhere
Mhm.
to a team like Texas Tech in the second round that you're just like, oh my God, another Kentucky
Yeah.
collapse. But they also could win it all too. So it's just whatever Kentucky team you get is the team you get, and
Yeah.
even
So
if it sucks for the betters, it's what happens. And then we got our first four game, Boise State and Colorado. This three teams with Florida in it, that might be like the toughest one to pick.
yeah, I
You
don't
know,
really know.
because Boise State could beat Florida. Florida could beat Colorado. Colorado could beat Boise State. Florida could beat Boise State. They could all beat each other at any given time.
This is kind of just a toss up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with the team that I like, which is Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Florida as well, but it is a 100%. This might be the closest 50-50 we got.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take all the top 8 seeds in this one. Marquette over Western Kentucky. I don't know how far Marquette's going to make it, but Tyler Kolek is back, which helps.
Yeah. So
So
clearly,
we
one of
will
yours
see.
is gonna be
Yeah,
like this
one
side
of
of the
mine is
bracket.
gonna.
You're gonna be wrong because
I
you
think
took
it's.
top 8 seeds.
Yeah, I think it could be NC State, Boise, or Colorado. James Madison definitely could be it, but one of those teams is gonna lose. There's not. I am prepared to be
Yeah.
let down again because there's a lot of years where I go into it thinking I'm gonna have a perfect bracket. I'm like, oh, I love this. No, every team fucking loses in the first round.
I think I'm not even looking into it anymore. Like
Yeah, I know. I'm just
just
picking.
picking to pick.
Yeah, that's what it's gotten to at this point.
Yeah.
Midwest, the last
Take Purdue,
quarter
I
of the
guess.
bracket. Yeah, Purdue's not losing. They're not. There's no if they
Yeah.
lose to a 16 seed again, especially a first four one.
Yeah.
Painter should get fired. I think on the spot if they lose that again. Utah State and TCU.
I'm taking Utah State.
Yeah, I am as well. TCU's a good team. But
Yeah.
Utah State is pissed off they got an 8 seed. They're not.
Hmm.
They're not getting bounced in the first round. Now we have two teams. Well, three teams who are on upset watch. The 4, 5, 6 in this one. Gonzaga and McNeese. You said this earlier. You don't think McNeese is gonna win. Can Will Wade carry over the momentum against Gonzaga?
No.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna take McNeese.
I mean, I just will.
Screw it, right?
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So you got Gonzaga, I got McNeese,
Mhm.
and then Kansas, Samford.
Also
Kansas is
taking
banged
Kansas.
up. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think McNeese is a tougher route than Samford, but Kansas is banged up, man. They're not gonna have Dickinson or McCullough. I think. I'll still take Kansas. And then South Carolina, Oregon. I'm gonna take Oregon. I think.
I've been on South Carolina all year long.
I
You
know.
can't just go against them now.
Yeah, that's true. But I've been let down by South Carolina before, and Oregon's a tough team to beat.
Mm.
I could be completely wrong, but I don't think South Carolina is as strong as they could be.
Yeah.
And then Creighton, Akron. That should be light work for Creighton
Yeah,
because the
Creighton.
MAC was terrible this year,
Hmm.
and Akron didn't even deserve to win the championship. So
Yeah.
Texas and Virginia, Colorado State. I think Colorado State beats Virginia.
I think Colorado State beats Texas.
Really, I like that. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought Texas would. I've taken 2 upsets in this. Why not take another one? You know,
Hey, you can't overlook the first 4 games.
Yeah,
Especially
true.
the 10 seed.
sure. There's always one first 4 team that wins, right?
Yeah, I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a great correct stat, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
I'll go with Colorado State. It's like I didn't think about it, but your
Mhm.
5 words convinced me.
Was it actually 5? I don't know.
Yeah, you just said wait, you said I like Colorado
And-
State. They're gonna win.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
And that convinced me. It didn't need to take much convincing. I think all these games you could convince me to take the other team.
Yeah.
And then the 2:15, Tennessee and St. Peter's. Can St. Peter's create another
No.
little bit of
not
magic?
again.
No,
Not
I
again.
already picked Tennessee.
Yeah.
So now we move on to the second round. Start off with you. I have UConn and FAU.
And I have UConn Northwestern, but I think we're
and
both gonna
we're both gonna take UConn.
take UConn.
Yeah,
so
there's
yeah.
no way they lose.
This is gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I agree. Does Auburn run out of gas and San Diego State take advantage, or see? Because I don't even know what to pick anymore, man.
I'm gonna take Auburn.
Eeny, meeny, miny. I'll go with Auburn too,
Hmm.
because I think an SEC team
Hmm.
like Auburn can beat San Diego State. Duquesne and Illinois. This is where Duquesne's story ends.
I have BYU Illinois.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So-
Well, for me, this is where Duquesne's story ends, and for you,
I think BYU keeps going.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. I just think Illinois is going to beat Duquesne in mine, but all those teams are tied. Dude, it gets to a point where you talk yourself into things and then you talk yourself out of them consistently.
Yeah, that's why I'm just picking whoever
Yeah.
I had right away and
Yeah.
not changing it.
Yeah, first gut pick is who I'm
Yeah.
going with. Washington State and Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Yeah, I agree. It could be a tough out though, but Iowa State, I don't see them losing.
Yeah.
North Carolina and Michigan State. You have Michigan State. Okay.
Same thing. Yeah. Michigan State's story ends there.
Yeah, I don't think North Carolina loses this game, but then again, it's March Madness, man.
Oh yeah.
Michigan State could come out of nowhere and get hot.
Yeah.
You have St. Mary's in Alabama, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And you have Grand Canyon.
We're both gonna go with.
I'm going Bama.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. I think St. Mary's is a good matchup, a better matchup for them than most teams they've played that
Mhm.
they've besides the SEC, I guess, the top of the SEC. But I just still think Alabama hasn't run into a team
Yeah.
yet that can beat them. New Mexico and Baylor. I'm gonna go with New Mexico. Let's get frisky, man. New Mexico in the Sweet 16.
That's what I was gonna do, but I don't know.
Just do it, man.
I have 1-4. This would be 3 and a 2 because I'm gonna pick Zona. So yeah, I'll do Mexico.
Yeah. And then we're both
But
going,
I don't. Yeah, we'll do New Mexico and then Zona.
both
Yeah.
doing Arizona. Okay. So North Carolina, Bama, New Mexico, Arizona. I kind of want to go Nevada, but that'd be insane. I don't think Caleb Love loses to Nevada.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good matchup and could be one of the better games of the tournament.
Mhm.
But who's the Arizona coach? I can't remember his name right now. I know I'm
Oh.
completely blanking. I know who it is, but I can't remember his name. But he's not going to lose to a double-digit seed again unless they lose to New Mexico. But they're good. Whatever. Let's move on. In the South, Houston, Nebraska. Houston's not losing to Nebraska. Even if Keisei Tominaga is the player of the year, he plays great. Again, Houston, I think, gets it done.
Yeah.
I have Wisconsin and Duke. You have James
I have
Madison and
James
Duke.
Madison, Duke.
Duke's
picking James
beatable. You're taking James Madison? Fuck, I'll take Wisconsin too. James Madison's your Cinderella run. I like it.
Prove me wrong, Duke.
Yeah,
Prove me wrong.
yeah, right? Hey, it's what we've been saying with the Sabres. Expect a loss and you won't be disappointed.
Yep.
Uh,
Put that at 10.
yeah.
Forgot about that.
Texas Tech and Kentucky. I think these are two great teams who can beat each other on any
I
given
just
night.
don't trust Kentucky at all.
I don't either, and for that reason, I'm going to take Texas Tech.
Yeah, I too.
I think Kentucky, again, I think I said this in the first round game, and they can beat anybody and they can lose to anybody. So, Florida Marquette. This one's going to be interesting. Can Tyler Kolek carry this Marquette team?
I think so.
Yeah. I think Florida, they're going to hit a point where they just can't play
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Marquette.
Mhm.
And then in the Midwest, Purdue, Utah State. Again, Purdue
Purdue.
could very well lose, but I'm going to stick with Purdue. Can McNeese continue? You have Gonzaga and
I have Gonzaga and Kansas.
Kansas. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Gonzaga.
I like that pick. Kansas is one of the teams I definitely do not trust. Oh,
Change it to Stanford.
yeah.
Stanford, McNeese, and then McNeese.
Yeah, I think they're gonna run into a buzzsaw. If McNeese can get past Gonzaga in the first round, I think Kansas is gonna be out of gas.
True.
Give me McNeese in the Sweet 16. So
I like that.
I have McNeese and New Mexico. Okay, so I only have two teams who are on a Cinderella run, I guess.
That's okay.
Yeah,
You need more.
I thought I had more. I'm not gonna lie. Oregon and Creighton.
I have South Carolina Creighton.
That's right. I think
And I'm picking South Carolina.
I like.
Carolina. Yeah.
I like it. I
That
like
was so bad.
I've said this before. Creighton has been on my no bet list early in the season, but after their last, I guess, 6 or 7 games, they kind of turned me. So I'm gonna take Creighton moving on.
Yeah.
But then again, they're gonna run into a team like Tennessee.
Yeah.
So we both got Tennessee moving on.
Yes.
And then in the Sweet 16, UConn. Dude, why is my thing in the way? The bar that says what round it is in the way of the UConn game. UConn and Auburn in the Sweet 16. UConn's not losing.
Yeah, they are.
Really? You want? Oh,
They're losing to Auburn.
I like that. I'm still gonna take UConn because I know my gut
Yeah.
is just not with it right now. But March Madness, man. You have Iowa State and BYU. I have Illinois and Iowa State. As much as I don't want to take a 1-2 game, I don't think Iowa State loses in this game either.
I have Iowa State.
Actually, fuck it. I'll go Illinois. What does it matter anyways at this
It
point?
doesn't. It doesn't matter.
I think Illinois on their best night can beat Iowa State.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. They probably won't even get there, either of those. In the West, North Carolina plays Bama.
I'm taking Bama.
I think North Carolina makes it through. This is the game where Bama runs into a team that can beat them. And if North Carolina, if they play their basketball, they'll kick their ass.
Yeah, but I
Alabama's
think
offense can only
Bama
take
wins.
them so far. And
As-
then does New Mexico go to the Elite Eight? I kind of want to put New Mexico in the Elite Eight, but
Go
dude,
ahead, do it.
I don't. I want to see a Caleb Love UNC
Yeah.
revenge matchup.
Oh, that would be cool,
Yeah.
actually.
What was the other one? There was another transfer that would have been. I don't know. It was in the first round, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I'll throw Arizona. So I got a 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2. Does
I have a 4 and a 2 and a 4 and a 2.
you like the four? Yeah, I have no four. I wait. I only have one 4 seed or two 4 seeds, I guess, in my Sweet 16.
Yeah.
In the South, I have Houston and Wisconsin.
I have Houston JMU. I think JMU's Cinderella story
Yeah, these 1 seeds are just
ends here.
these 1 seeds are very good.
Yeah.
I have Texas Tech Marquette in this next one.
Yeah, me too. I like it.
I think Marquette loses.
Really.
Give me a Big
I
12
like
Elite
that.
Eight matchup. Tyler Kolek can only take this team so far, and I
Yeah.
think Texas Tech is better than them.
Okay.
And then in the Midwest, I have Purdue and McNeese.
And I have Purdue and Gonzaga. I'm gonna pick Purdue.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Purdue as well. As much as I don't want all 4 1 seeds to go to the Final Four, there's a good chance that 3 of them at least go.
Yeah.
They're all-
Except for me, 2 of them.
yeah. And then Creighton and Tennessee is what I have. You have.
And I have South Carolina, Tennessee, and South Carolina's gonna beat Tennessee again.
Wow, I like it, dude. I'm taking Tennessee, but dang, dude, you're big on South Carolina.
Watch them lose first, right?
Dude, it's very possible. Literally,
I
any of
know.
these teams could just collapse. March Madness is only good because if you have one bad night, your season is done.
Yep.
And all it is 6 wins, and you're
Mhm.
national champs. One bad night, you're done. And then UConn and Illinois for me.
And I have Auburn, Iowa State.
I'm gonna take UConn. I don't think they lose.
I'm going Auburn.
All right, I like it. Again, Auburn is a team I heavily slept on going into
Mm-hmm.
the SEC tournament. That is.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my West, North Carolina and Arizona.
And I have Bama, Arizona. I'm going Zona.
I am as well. I think Caleb Love gets his revenge, and he takes his team to the Final Four. Even though I'm not like too confident in Arizona, they just kind of
Mhm.
have a favorable draw in the tournament.
Yeah.
In the South, Houston and Texas Tech is mine. You have.
Houston and Marquette.
That's right. Okay. There's no way. Like, I'm betting against that they don't have one bad night. I think Houston's going to the Final Four.
Me too.
And then Purdue and Tennessee in the Midwest.
And I have Purdue and South Carolina. Fuck it, South Carolina.
I knew it. I knew it. Dude, I don't have one Cinderella team. I at least I don't
two.
have one Final Four Cinderella team.
The problem is, I feel like there's
I don't
definitely.
think Zach Edey loses.
I don't like that I only have one seed Final Four.
I have 3.
I feel like I need 2 at least.
Screw it, dude. What does it matter? Give me UConn and Houston in the championship.
I'm going Houston, Arizona.
Yeah. I don't trust. That's the thing. I don't trust Arizona at all, but they're somehow in my Final Four.
What?
Don't forget the
No,
tiebreaker.
fuck that. Arizona, no. Auburn's beating Arizona.
Wow, Auburn in the national championship.
Auburn, Houston, Natty.
I like it. I'm gonna.
And I think Houston's gonna win.
Yeah. Back to back. Screw it. I picked Houston in one bracket. Let's pick UConn in this one. I'm gonna go with 149 points as the tiebreaker. It's what, 75
Yeah.
to 70 something.
Always the 70s. That's all.
Yeah.
Just
All
do
right.
some-
I got UConn. You got Houston.
Yeah.
Submitted.
Yep.
Good God. I mean, like, what's the point of this? You want to do a women's bracket, Beast? Syracuse is going all the way. They made it. They're the 6th seed, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
They disappointed in the ACC tournament, but I think they were in regardless. So. All right, so there's our brackets. We both have
Yeah.
a 1 seed winning, so there's no.
So that happens all the time.
Well, yeah. We have a few Cinderella runs in there. Nothing that makes it to
Yeah.
the Final Four.
Yep.
I have one.
Actually, mine did. I would
Yeah.
count South Carolina
Yeah,
as a
South
Cinderella.
Carolina. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
one team that's higher than a 3 seed in my Elite Eight. So again, like I said earlier, this could be completely chalk, like my bracket is, or we could have every
Yeah.
upset.
No.
And it
my
could be
my
just like the
bracket's
regular
all
season.
over the place.
Yeah, it does not matter, dude. Whatever we
Yeah.
pick, it could be the other team. Like UConn,
Yeah.
like somehow UConn could miraculously lose to whoever they play in the first round.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah, it's just don't put as much money as you want to on it, and then you'll
Yep.
lose all your money.
Yeah.
That's why Fliff is nice, because you get 10 cents
Yeah.
on the hour or whatever it is, and then you just put it all on one team.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we have for our brackets, and we'll be back on Friday, I think.
And Friday we will have a special guest.
That's right. We will, and we will go through. Does the first round starts on Thursday? So we'll go through the first set of games, and we'll be probably
Yeah.
watching a game during recording.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be it's gonna, dude, March. It's here.
Yeah.
Would have liked to see the Bonnies or the Orange in March, but they fell apart when it mattered most.
Yep.
All right, so that's all we have for you guys today, and we'll be back on Friday to talk about a little bit more. We'll get into what happened, what else happened in the NFL, the Sabres, and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So thank you guys listening to episode number 28 of the Buffalo Take. We'll see you on Friday.
Yeah. See you guys.